Good morning everyone, and a quick video. This is a PATTON tank. This is a PATTON tank. This is not officially a PATTON tank. There is one PATTON in this series which is missing, which is the M-47. This is the M-46. Now the M-46 is a nice American medium tank. At this time it was a medium tank. They were working on heavier projects as well. Now what is this vehicle? Well, the vehicle is essentially an M-26, which was the Pershing, but the Pershing had a really underpowered engine. It was a heavy tank at the end of World War II. So the M-46 was a more powerful and better petrol engine inserted into the M-26, a few other minor changes to give the M-46 pattern. Now the M-46 was used in Korea, and there is a good video from the Tank Museum at Bovingdon by David Fletcher, so I won't compete with that because quite frankly what David Fletcher doesn't know about tanks isn't really worth knowing. But anyway, the pattern is a nice tank. Like the Centurion Mark III, it's a tank which does its job really well. It was used in Korea mainly, where they ended up painting dragon faces on them and such like things. Now this is the Trumpeter kit. Now the Trumpeter kit has one massive flaw, and that is the tracks. The tracks are link and straight, and getting the tracks around the drive wheel, the drive sprocket is very difficult. Other than that, the detail is absolutely superb. You need a bit of filler around the turret joins. The M-46 of course has the bow gunner position in the bow. It is a solid medium tank. It just does what it's supposed to do. In this period, the Americans were not revolutionary, they were evolutionary in terms of their tank designs, but there was absolutely nothing wrong with this tank. It's got the little small tensioner wheel at the back there, and that was carried over onto the M-47. So the M-47 came after this. Wasn't really that well used, and then pretty much they ended up in NATO service because the Americans moved on to the M-48, which is a far bigger turreted tank than the M-46. It's got a higher hull without the bow gunner position and nice solid cast armour on it. So again, you see this evolution with the 90mm main gun, 90mm main gun. There's nothing wrong with that gun in this period. What do I like about the M-46? Well, it's compact, it's well armoured for its size, and basically it's all that you needed in a tank of that period. The M-48 took this to the next level with a better turret, with more space, better cast armour on the front, and then the M60 series came along, and again the size increases but not massively. America's still an expeditionary nation at this time, projecting its power around the world, and that's why if you look at these tanks, and people often get bogged down into this theory that, oh, it's not a Tiger tank, oh, it's not a King Tiger, oh, it's inferior, oh, I'm War Thunder, the millimetre of okay, all right. These tanks have got to go around the world, and that's why when you look at them and you look at the size of them and you look at their strategic transportability through the American projection of sea power at that time, all of these tanks start to make sense. Is it the best tank in the world? Well, possibly not. Does it need to be the best tank in the world? No. And that's what you have to remember. The ability of the Americans as the global superpower at this time to project power around the world is based on the fact that you can transport these tanks long distances. The tanks themselves in the battlefield are mobile. They are a good balance of the firepower, armour and mobility triangle. Now the early M48 started off with a petrol engine as well, and then went to the diesel engine in this A3. Nothing really wrong with petrol except it's more flammable. However, if you look at the ammunition stowage here, you've still got ammunition stowed around the place, so penetrating hit is going to kill the vehicle. We're still in the days of pre-RPG for these, so you're looking at early recoilless rifles in Korea, not really a massive threat, and then you get the early RPGs in Vietnam against the M48s. Now the M48 against the B11, where you've got the B11 recoilless rifle striking one of these in footage to its front, it survives. So you're not yet at the stage of 1973 with the Saga, with the RPG-7, where these can be easily penetrated. So for what they need to do, these are an incredibly versatile and good series of tanks. One day I hope to stick the M47 in there, so I've got the complete lineage. Everything in American tank design is evolutionary until you get to the Abrams, which is a revolutionary. Take care.